sentences.
All right,
Okay, here we are.
out.
So Zach, let's start with your name, the years.
I'm Zak Wilkes. WNL class of 2012, WNL law class of 2015, and I was the political chairman for the 2012 mock convention.
Super, just keep looking only right here. Tell me one of your favorite memories of the mock convention 2012.
Well, mock convention 2012 has a lot packed in, obviously, but just when I finally got to get on stage and see 3,000 students cheering, screaming, listening to political speeches, and really getting involved to hear what politicians had to say and care what they had to say, it was really awesome to see everyone at the level of involvement they had there at that point.
Shorten that down to being on stage was a blast or something. Tell me one of your memories about the 2012 mock convention.
I love sitting on stage looking out over 3,000 students completely enraptured by the politicians speaking to them.
Perfect. Okay, so now this is one of the key questions. What is the educational experience for you specifically? And then if you want to generalize, you can. Feel free to drone on, and then we will go back and chop it up into neater little sound bites. So this is the experience you gained, that you took away as a tri-chair.
Mock convention really allowed me to take what I was learning in the politics department here and move it to a practical real-life application. I could learn about elections, about the structure of elections, and mock convention allowed me to delve in and see what was going on currently and make detailed predictions. So really it was the validation and proving of the experience I had through the C School, through the great politics formats I had here. And then it also allowed me to direct research teams and really also learn how to motivate people at the same time. So there's a practical element that comes from the politics department, but then that's actualized through mock convention, allowing you also to learn how to lead people at the same time.
Is it going to help you in any way as you study law?
I think it's helped me tremendously as I've studied law, especially in things like moot court and different types of client interaction. In fact, I had one interview with the WNL alum when the entire interview was almost based on mock convention and his experiences in talking and transcending there. So it's helped studying law. It's also helped associating with alumni for the future.
How was the audio? Was that?
It was a little bit windy. It was clear, but there was a little bit of wind.
Yeah, I think at the beginning of the law thing, there was a little bit of wind. So let's try that one more. The answer was exactly right. So
Okay.
tell me about how it's helped you with the law.
It's definitely helped me study law. First, it helps me break down cases and really analyze them from different angles. But beyond that, it's helped me interact with people through the law and different things like moot court competitions. And finally, you go into an interview and you'll have an alumni talk to you for 20 minutes about his mock convention experience. So it helps you identify with alumni, study the law itself, and work with future clients.
Perfect. All right. We don't need to do any more on that because it's perfect. Let's just talk about undergraduate now, why you chose Washington and Lee, and it sounds like mock convention played a role in that any old way. So if you want to marry those two, if the only reason is you chose WNL is because of mock convention, tell us that. But if there's multiple things, try to include the mock convention.
I honestly came to WNL because I wanted to be the political chair of mock convention. I had a number of schools I applied to, a number of options on the table. I loved WNL for what it was, for the honor system, for the size it had, for the awesome professors. But when it came down to it, the one thing that set WNL apart was mock convention and something that allowed students to run an 1,800-person organization with some of the top speakers in political parties and to lead research teams. And that's why I wound up at this university.
Perfect. Okay. Why should students, 2 years from now, when we start getting serious, why should students get involved? And then say, I think students, answer my question, I think students should get involved because, and then look right into the camera.
Okay. I think students should get involved because the current political, here, just rerun it.
Yep, yeah, look at me first.
Okay.
I think why should students get involved?
I think students should get involved because in the current political environment, things are hyper-partisan. You hear multitudes of messages from each side. But what gets lost in that is the true civic tradition of this country. And this allows you to explore the history of U.S. elections and the current U.S. elections from a truly nonpartisan analytical point of view. And allowing you to do that will allow students to connect with their civic side in the future. At the same time, they will increase their current knowledge base and did I get enough for the first clip?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's fine.
This construction is killing us.
Yeah, it's just the way life is. The wind is going to be worse than that.
What I'm hoping
The good news.
time.
Yeah,
Can we take him into the studio?
well, that was students. The speaker stuff, you can do the same thing. Why should a speaker address the mock convention? And then answer into the camera.
Okay. Speakers should come and address mock convention because it gives that one type of political capital that politicians don't often get. And that's 3,000 young people sitting in an audience, listening to what they have to say and being truly excited about it. It's the one thing currently missing in American politics. It's what you want the most if you have a political campaign. You get the energy from students. At the same time, you have a shot of you speaking in front of thousands of interested young people.
Let's do that again and use you the whole time.
Okay.
Because you started out with speaker, but it is a you because the person watching it is the speaker.
Okay.
Why should a speaker come to attend the mock convention?
You should attend mock convention because it gives you the one form of political capital which is currently not available very often in American politics. That's 3,000 students sitting in an audience listening to every word that you have to say, truly caring and cheering about it. Everyone struggles to involve young people in their campaigns. And if you want young people involved, and if you want young people who truly care about politics, come to Washington and Lee and come to mock convention.
Perfect. Give me a few one-liners for the speakers. Why should a speaker come? One line. You can take it to me.
Hold on a second. Let me think about this. Speakers should come because WNL and mock convention is a marriage of political passion and bipartisan political analysis. You'll have students who understand what you're saying and honestly care about it at the same time.
Give me a one-liner why it's important to attend mock convention as a student.
Mock convention is one of the things that ties together everyone that's been to WNL. It transcends all social bounds, all fraternity bounds. And when you're 20 years down the road, you'll be able to share mock convention stories and what happened during your mock convention and identify with alumni all throughout WNL's history.
Give me a one-liner why the mock convention 2012 was great for you.
Well, beyond that it helped introduce me to my wife, mock convention 2012 was wonderful for me because it allowed me to interact with people I normally would not have met who continue to be some of my best friends to this day.
Tell me a little bit more about your wife. Now, I know the answer to that, but our viewing audience doesn't.
Well, I was the political chairman and my wife was the publications chairman. So we started out, she ran interviews with me, we did Washington term together, but we wound up working together and it worked out really well. So mock convention marriage, at least at that level.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Anything else from here? Time to bail out?
Yeah.
To where it's quiet?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you need me to walk over?
Guys, Zach, we'll start again with the name, your years, and your position.
Hello, I'm Zak Wilkes, WNL class of 2012, law class of 2015, and I was the political chairman for the 2012 mock convention.
Tell me about your educational experience during the 2012
Mock convention really allowed me to take the lessons I was learning and the theoretical aspects from the, WNL, or mock convention really allowed me to take the theoretical aspects of politics I was learning within the politics department here at WNL and apply it in a practical sense. To take ideas in history from past elections and then take it to a current election and then turn that into a prediction. At the same time, it allowed me to lead political teams and learn to interact with people on a more personal level. And then now transferring into WNL Law School, it's been an invaluable experience. It allows me to break down cases from different perspectives, and then it helps with speaking in moot court. And then even when you go into interview with an alumni and they just want to talk about Mock Con for 20 minutes, it helps all around.
Let's talk a little bit more again about the law part, the after.
So back into law?
Yeah, back in law.
Okay.
How it helped you once you graduated, get into law school,
Well,
and then your expectations?
once I graduated WNL, I liked it so much, I just decided to walk across the creek and go to law school here. And as I started with law school, the first thing you have to do is break down detailed cases. Well, I've been reading through detailed policy statements for 3 years prior through mock convention. But at the same time, once you get past your 1L year, law involves a lot of personal interaction. And working with research teams and people that were very prominent and very serious politicians has been a fantastic resource to me as I hope to interact with partners in the future. But beyond that, when you go in for a law interview and you have an alumni talk to you for 20 minutes about mock convention, it saves you a lot of really hard questions.
And tell me again why you chose WNL?
I chose WNL honestly because I want to be the political chairman of mock convention. WNL has a lot of great aspects. I love the honor system, I love the small class size, I love the wonderful professors. But what really came down, my decision really came down to was mock convention. No other university in the country lets 3 18-year-olds take control of an 1,800-person organization and bring in prominent politicians.
Give me a quick plea for students, prospective students, why they should come to WNL because of the mock convention.
If you come to WNL and you come to mock convention, you'll get the ability to talk to top political analysts across the country and top politicians at a level you never would have experienced. Very rarely do sophomores in college get dinners with Karl Rove or get to talk one-on-one with Haley Barbour. You'll get that if you're here at mock convention, and it's experience you won't get anywhere else.
And should students become involved in a mock convention once they're here at WNL?
WNL has many things that tie people together, but it's got great fraternal life and great things that any person would experience. Mock convention is something that everyone experiences. There's a 95% student participation. If you come to WNL and you're part of mock convention, you'll have a story you can share with any other alumni at any time and establish an immediate bond.
And Annie gets here, we'll talk about
Absolutely.
the romance, but for now we're done.
Okay.